Minnie VandePol, welcome to Connections for Change, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jo.
Their first question today: the economic impact of COVID-19 will see businesses seeking to maximise opportunities as part of the recovery. What advice do you have for those who might be looking at acquisitions, for example?
It is something that we think is going to be part of the journey beyond COVID-19. So, as a firm, we've actually looked at this from what business is grappling with at the moment. So we're looking at it from a resilience, recovery and renewal basis. And the renewal part is where there are opportunities. Now, sometimes those opportunities are going to be looking at businesses that are too stressed to survive. And in those situations, there will be others looking to acquire them, looking for opportunities for growth, for increased presence in particular jurisdictions. And when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about places like India and other parts of Asia where I'm based. And we definitely see that there is going to be companies such as PE funds and others looking to expand manufacturing, etc., looking for opportunities, looking for assets that are opportunities. The challenge, though, is if they do it without considering what the risks are, because the risks don't go away with COVID-19. We're, in fact, seeing them increase in a number of respects. So by risks, I'm talking about things like bribery and corruption, trade sanctions issues, fraud, companies that perhaps are very localised and therefore are not necessarily, they don't have all the bells and whistles that you would expect. So for acquisition targets, you have to be very careful. And they're the sort of things that we're already starting to see some interest from companies that are our clients.
Charitable donations are often a feature of crisis situations. We've seen it in the COVID crisis and also during Australia's bushfires. What do organisations need to be particularly aware of in terms of compliance and risk around donations?
So we've done some work recently in relation to donations in China, particularly around the healthcare industry. So a lot of companies, pharmaceuticals, medical device companies have been asked to provide their goods as part of, the resilience side of the COVID issue. And what we've also seen, though, is donations are often used as a disguise for things that are not as ethically acceptable. So, in other words, there is this quid pro quo that often is part of the donation transaction. And so when we look at clients that are interested in genuinely making donations for the right reasons, we do ensure that they do background checks on who the donations are going to be made to. There's a contract in place. People think, you don't want to fill red tape around something as, altruistic as providing donations. But actually having a contract means that there's transparency, that everybody knows that there are expectations, that what is being donated is going to be used for the right purpose, for people that are genuinely in need, and not redirected in a manner that is obviously for the wrong reasons. So, having a contract put in place, knowing who you're donating to, and making sure that there are no strings attached. So sometimes donations are given and then there is an expectation that you will buy product from us for the next 5 years and we will somehow have a priority or we will charge more for the product because we are being so generous today in terms of donations. So we do have to make sure that there are appropriate controls around the process, that there is transparency in the form of contractual requirements, and also there's an ability for the person giving the donation to have some understanding of where it ended up. And I think that's a fair expectation, actually. And people are afraid of being seen to be too demanding in that respect. But actually, that will satisfy stakeholders that what you've done has been put to the use that you intended.
Thank you so much, Minnie VandePol, partner at Baker McKenzie, for taking those questions from our Monash alumni as part of the Connections for Change project.
Thank you, Jo. Very happy to be involved.